Hello, hello. Yes, I have a new background and it's a holiday background, Renee here. Um, and I am a Stampin' Up avid crafter. And I have something to show you today that I'm very excited about. And it's a great journal, planner, guest book, scrapbook. It's big enough, but not too big. And it's just right, especially for a guest book for a wedding, or maybe for a wedding shower or a graduation event. It's just for everything. And it really will work very, very nicely for you. And I'm very excited to show you this planner, journal, memo, book, whatever you want to call it. So as you know, I'm going to go on Facebook, and so I will be back with you momentarily. So now we are all set. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited to show you this. This is a great little project that I made, and I learned it from a German demonstrator, and she did have the measurements in centimeters and millimeters, and I decided to, I was gonna show you how easy it is to use centimeters and millimeters, but there was her folds were a little bit smaller and didn't take the tear and tape well. And so I decided I would go ahead and increase these a little bit, these little folds here and here, and that would then allow me to go ahead and use the tear and tape very easily. All right, so I'm going to show you here what we're up to. So this is my memo book, journal, planner, guest book. I think this is great for all occasions, for any kind of big event. And I did make these two little pouches. And so this is like little cards that can go in here. And then once you're done with your card and you've done everything you've wanted to, you can even put the date that it has to be done by or whatever, and then you can place it back in there. These are great, or if it's for a baby shower or a wedding shower or something like that, or a guest book, they can write their name and make a little comment here as well, since all of these are lined or checked. So, and then can place them in there. So this is really a multi-purpose book. This could be a weekly planner very easily. Then we open it up. Look at this great little planner. And here you go. This is why I call it a guest book, because you can have people sign their names, sign their names, sign their names, sign their names, and then they can write little notes. This could also be a weekly journal: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and notes right there. So it's just a lovely, lovely little book. Here's my back side, what I did with it. And you can see, all right, that this is going to be a great, great fun. We're going to try and get through this fairly quickly, but we'll see how long it takes. So I'm going to start with the cardstock, and basically you're going to need 4 sheets of cardstock because you have 4 pages, okay? And 2 of the base cardstock pieces are going to be an 8 by 5 3/4. That's the skinnier ones. All right. And then 2 8 by 6 1/4. On the 2 8 by 5 3/4, you are going to score 1/4 of an inch. At this point, it does not matter what side. All right. So there you go. There you go. I will explain how we put this together, but at this point, it doesn't matter what side. All right. Then the other 2, you're going to have the 8 by 6 1/4. You're going to score the one side at 1/4 inch and the other side at the 1/2 inch. So double the value. Okay, and this is what's going to create. That's your 1/2 inch right there. And these are your 1/4 inches right there. See how that works? Okay. So now, what else you're going to need? So that's 4 sheets of cardstock. And with those 4 sheets of cardstock, you can also do a few other things because of not using up all the paper. I do suggest that when you make your cut, you turn your 8.5 inch side of your 8.5 by 11 to 8. That's where you're going to get your 8. And then the 5 3/4, you're going to use then the 11 inch side and cut to 5 3/4. This is going to give you some, this is going to give you 4 pieces, 2 that are thinner because of the 6 1/4, and 2 that are literally a 1/2 inch, what is it, 3/4 of an inch, I believe, 3/4, because that would be 6, and then a 1/2 an inch wider. Okay, and so these you can use to make up the rest of this folio, and I'm going to call it a folio, a multi-purpose folio. From the larger piece that's left, so from the 8 by 5 3/4, you are going to cut what are called the pockets, and I'm going to show you that right now. These are the 4 pockets. There are 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You're going to create 4 pockets. And the 4 pockets are actually, and here it is, the 4 pockets. So you can see bottom 4 pockets for the center area, 2 1/4 by 5 3/8. All right. And this is from all the leftover card base. Then you're going to make what I call the pouches. That's where those little note cards went in. And these are the 2 pouches. I just use an inch punch and just put it halfway through and punch the 2 cards. And then I will go ahead and emboss, and you'll see all of those embossed and stuff. This is just to show you the cardstock. So these again are also can be made, these pockets can be made from the narrower sheet of paper. So you could just use the narrowest sheet of paper and just cut your 3 1/4, and you could get 2 of the pockets from one of these leftover sheets. Okay. Then I'm going to put these away because we got that and that. So those are the pockets. These are the 4 that you also, again, are going to use. These are those inside pieces, those 4 pockets, 2 1/4 by 5 3/8. And then the pouches, sorry, I showed you the pouches. These are the pockets, excuse me. Made a mistake here. So let me do this again. So the pockets, the 4 by 2 1/4 by 5 3/8. So it's 2 1/4 by 5 3/8, which is a little bit less than a half. And so again, that would be from the extra cardstock. And I think that's from the bigger piece of cardstock that you would have to use. All right. And then the pouches, which are 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, are from the narrower leftover piece. Okay, so these are for the immediate inside when you open it up like this. Sorry, those, I call those pouches that will come here. And those are, again, 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. You need 2 of them. Use leftover 6 1/4. So that's what I put in there. And then from the bottom pockets, this is 2 1/4 by 5 3/8, and that would be for the inside. Okay, let's see. Oh, but it is the leftover, and these are the pieces. So you can see, and basically you can use 4 sheets of cardstock to get everything that is on here. If you want to take, I know I'm not the best at this in terms of writing, but you, if you want to take a picture of this, you may do so now so that you can see everything. So the next thing for the back side, I left a 5 1/4 by 7 3/4 piece, and that again is that leftover piece, another leftover piece from all of our scoring. And that is that piece, and that'll go on the back. All right. And then I have these extra pieces that are left over, and some 3/4 inch pieces that are left over that I'm going to use. All right. And so I kind of keep my scrap around because I can use it in various places. And I'm going to show you exactly where I use some of that. And so one of the things is the extenders, and I'll show you that. I use some of the 3/4 inch by 3 1/8. And I believe I have that. That's these two things, and then I split it in half. And I just eyeball it. Okay, I hope that wasn't too bad. So just the 4, and I can produce all of these items. All right, so let's go through the DSP and how we do the DSP. And now they're all going to be 5 1/4 by 6. You're going to need a total of 7. This project is great for the 6 by 6 scenery paper that we get. So we have 2 scenery papers presently, one from the online store called the One Horse Open Sleigh. This would be absolutely great paper, and I felt like this would be so cute. This could be a new baby, you know, in the winter time. All right, when someone's having a baby, little memo book or scrapbook for the event of the shower or whatever. And so that would be real cute. So this is great paper. And then the paper that I am using here is the new, from the new mini meandering meadows, which is absolutely wonderful. And I'm using it a lot. All right. And you would need 3 sheets. Now they can be the same or they can be different. Okay. I do 1 different, which is the front, and then the 2 insides the same is what I do. All right, you can decide how you want to do that. You can make the meadow continue. You can do different things. I could easily see, you know, having a meadow continue or doing something a little different, but this is what I went with. All right. So this paper is really great, and this particular notebook is great for that. The last, so that's 3. So 2 the same and 1 different. That's the DSP. And then 4, okay, 4 of these, okay, that are from old paper. What I did is I went back and looked at my old paper, see what would coordinate with my color scheme, and cut it. These 4 are going to be pretty bland. Now, I do that because I think I went a little bold in here. These are these 4 pieces that come in here. And I think it was too much. I think it should be a little more bland or muted, I should say, not bland, but muted. So, and then I just use, you'll need an entire sheet of 12 by 12, okay, for a 4 1/4 by 6. And then you'll have extra scrap that, of course, you can use as part of your design. All right. And you can just decide when you do these cuts what you're going to use as scrap, because this could be at the, you see, I have the bottom here. All right, right here. I could have used this maybe for the bottom. All right. But I used some more of the 6 by 6 designer paper. All right. And I used, you will need a whole sheet of this because you need to build is it 1, 2, 3? You need to build three of these, so it takes up a sheet. And these are 1.5 by 5.25. All right, and I'll repeat where I got everything. All right, so here you have the 5.25 by 6. You need 7 of those, where 3 are more designed, and then the other 4 are muted. Then you need for the pouch side, you need 2 5.25 by 6. That's not 3, that's 2 5.25 by 6. And then the strips are 5.25 by 1.5, and that's 3 strips. So that almost uses an entire 6 by 6, or you could use the pieces that are left over from your cuts from your 12 by 12. All right. Oh, again, you can go ahead and look at this and take a picture if you like. All right. So we will go over this. At least you've got the measurements, and now you can watch how this works out. So what happens is, and I did, for convenience sake, I did put this together already, but I'm going to show you how right now. Okay. And then we'll use all these pieces. And as I put it together, I will explain more. That's just the quick intro, as quick as I could get the intro. Okay. So when you put these together, let's look at this. This is my model for you so that you can see how this works out. Okay. So you want that last page to have no score lines. You want the middle page, one of the middle pages is the 6.25 page, where the 1/4 inch meets up with this 1/4 inch, and then the 1/2 inch is on this side. All right, so there you go, like that. There you go, like that. I'm going to put those two together, just like that. You can do it on the inside, you can do it on the outside. It really doesn't matter which piece is where. You just want to go ahead and make sure then you glue those two together. No score lines, 1/4, 1/4, 1/2. And here's the other 1/2 score line. This is the other larger 6.25 piece. You're going to butt up these two 1/2 ones together, just right here. So the edge of this 1/2 score inch is going to meet up with that 1/2 inch score line right here. Okay, right at its edge, just like this 1/4 inch is going to meet up with this edge of to the score line that was made on the end piece. So then what we have is our last piece, which is our 1/4 inch, and you're going to lay that, okay, next to that third piece. And of course, I don't think I have any room, but it would go right here the same way. Now, what we've been using is, because I made them a 1/4 inch, all right, what I want to show you is that you can tear and tape. You can glue this or you can tear and tape. The reason I suggest the tear and tape is because with the tear and tape, you won't get any extra glue. But when you do the tear and tape, I'm going to just use a little bit bigger piece. When you use the tear and tape, what you want to make sure of is that you go all the way to the edge. You really want that to the edge, and then you can nip that off. And you want to go ahead and put that down right there to the edge. All right, all the way to the edge, because you really want that to be straight and good. Now, I didn't quite make it, which is not surprising, but that's okay. Then you would take your tear and tape off. All right, and I'm going to just, I do want it to the edge, so I'm going to make that go to the edge. I do want it to go to the edge, there, like that. And I'll just roll that little piece over, and that's more my fault than it is anything else, because it does fit exactly, but it's just a small edge that you'd have to bend over. And then you would take that middle piece that has that quarter edge, and you just lay it right on top. I'm going to stand up for this because there's no better way to do this than to stand up and make sure you're centered. And you're going to just take it up right to the edge, and then you're going to put it down. And that's really what you got to do. And if it's not there, you redo that, because that is really important to do that. See why I don't, and you just go along and you do this all the way through. And that's one. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to take that 1/2 inch side, and you're going to use that tear and tape again and do that all over again. And again, what I'm going to do is take that tape, make sure it goes to the edge. I'm going to put it in towards the edge, actually, is what I'm going to do. No, in the middle. In the middle is good. See, I didn't get it all the way to that edge, which is not good. So I'm really going to want to do that. So I'm going to I'll take another piece afterwards. Take that and unpeel that. Okay. And then I just want to show you the one middle piece so you can see that those 2 1/2 inch sides. There you go. I have a tendency to not. Mine is a bit older, my tear and tape, so it's a little bit harder to take off, but that's okay. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to make sure I fold it back because it was over. Then I'm going to just take a little piece and make sure that I get it to that edge, because that is important to me. And that's fine. But you really want that because you really want it to hold. You don't want it to open up. And so now that's that 1/2 edge, right? So then I'm just going to take that and put it right there. Take it right there and right there. There you go. And that's so you don't have glue. And then your 1/2 inch is left. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and start folding. And so when you fold, you're going to fold like this. You're going to have your bone folder, of course, and you're going to fold. And then you're going to fold your next one right here. Right, to make sure that that folds. And you're just going to fold all of those creases. Okay, you make sure that's good and tight. Make sure that's good and tight. Make sure that's good and tight. So these are all of those folds done. Okay, and then you'd have one more. Okay, so that's how that works. Just to show you that. All right. And so my other piece, I do not want to waste more time on that because it takes too much time. So there's this piece. And so this is all folded. This is the 4th one all folded together. I did use glue on this one because of my extra. I did use glue and it did work also. So you can either use glue or if you're really handy with glue, or tear and tape. I like the tear and tape, but I also can use glue. Okay. So now what we're going to do, this is how this works. I start designing. So I picked my papers. And again, as I told you before, you're going to use your 6x6 designer paper. And this piece is going to be then this piece is going to be your, I'm trying to find my other pieces here, make sure I have them. Yes, here they are. So what I'm going to do is I have that strip, which is 1.5 inches by 5, and I believe it's an 1/8. I believe I made it an 1/8. Like that. I believe that's what that is. I did change my measurements a little bit. You can use those steadfast ones, as I said, and I said it was a, this is where backside for your DSP. Sorry. That's your DSP. So your DS 5.25 by 6. That's what these are. 5.25 by 6. And so, and then these would be 1.5 by 5.25. These are those. Okay. So that's my first one, which is my first page. That's your DSP. And all I'm going to do is glue that on. And I don't use dimensionals here at all. There you go. And then I'm going to use this strip to put on the bottom. So that is one DSP cut up, one 6x6 DSP, designer paper cut up, and then this is a strip from a different one. I could use the same, I could do some other things, but this is definitely a different DSP that I matched up, and it could be from the 12x12. It depends what you want. So that is the page 1, okay? So then I'm going to go to these pages, and I'm going to put these in. And these are the 2 that are the same. And it's exactly the same as the front. Making sure I'm good, yeah. Making sure I'm good. Move it over just a little bit. That's good. That's good. And then again, that designer paper on the bottom. And this bottom, again, could be anything from any scrap, actually. But I did use another sheet of designer paper to do these. I don't think that's longer, is that? That's the longer piece. I must have cut this piece wrong. What I'm going to do for the inside, because this is going to be mostly hidden because of the sizing, I am going to go ahead and put this down because that is the wrong size. I cut that wrong. So I will have to do this. And then this one goes on this side. A lot of times, because I want to tell you that you can use the scrap, you know, I never throw away the scrap. Eventually I do. But a lot of times I find out that by the time I do throw it away, I regret it because because it was so nice. So I will have another piece, I believe, that I have. that will work for the inside, which will be that one. Usually I use the same, but for some reason I cut that a little short, so I won't do that. These are those 1.5 strips. So what happens is these pieces, what happens is, what do I want to say? No, don't remember. I was thinking of something. So that's that. And I can use this for some other stuff if I would like. Okay. So now what I did is I did cut and emboss that piece that was left over. It is a little smaller, which is fine. Okay. And that ends up to be the smaller piece from, so we're back to the cardstock, from the 8 by 5 3/4. This is that smaller piece. That is fine with me. It's the back. Most people don't even decorate the back. Let's see which side I want to use. Yes, there's more of a subtle side on this one. This is in the annual catalog, painted embossing folder, painted something embossing folder. And this is kind of a fun embossing folder. And you see my line because I went through twice, right? So you can see that. That's not a problem. Get that centered. There you go. There you go. Get that centered. Because what I can do is I can take one of those strips and simply do that. Or I can take one of these strips and do that from the front, which would be nice. All right. And so I could do that for the backing. I could make it a little thinner and do that. So I can embellish that spot fairly nicely. And I think that I will with just that. All right, and you can even put something on there if you like. But I'm just going to do this for right now. I could do this and then that. That could be very cool looking, but I'm just going to do this with this one this time. Opa. I'm going to glue that down. So there you go there. And again, this is what I did last time. Yeah. So it just depends what you want to do. You can make it, I decided to make it a little lower this time. You can also have a piece of white paper here and have a little note here, from and to. That would be really nice. You can do that. Okay, so these are those. Now the pouches. So again, this was from the leftover 4 3/4 piece. Those are our pouches in our cardstock. And those pouches are 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then what I do is I'm just going to put those down. I'm going to go to the softer side. There's a softer side and a heavier side. And these are just going to come right down here. And these are going to come right down here. And just do it like that. And like that. I'm just going to put them, you can put them right above the edge or below. I'm going to put mine a little bit below because of my edging is not where I would like it to be. So I might do it that way. Now what I do is I go ahead, since I want my pouches to actually be a little bigger. Sorry about that. So I want my pouches to be a little bit bigger, correct? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on here, and then I'm going to glue that on to there. All right. So that's what I'll do. I'll do that first. And so this is just that small piece. That small piece of leftover 3/4 inch cardstock. And I just cut it a little bit shorter than the length. take it in just a little bit from the edge, not much. So that it's going to go this way. And I do the other side. And I do 2 of those. And so I have to have 4 of these strips, which I seem to have not done. Huh. And again, on that side. And now what I can do is I can put the glue on this, and then put that down. Oh, I did it on the wrong edge. It has to go on the outside. Definitely has to go on the crease goes on the outside. It's a very simple process. And then I am gonna put it down more. Right there. So as I said, I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. That is literally 3/4 of an inch wide. Three-quarters of an inch wide. And then I eyeball it. I eyeball it to where I see the center. That's going to be. And then that one, I'm going to do the same. And these pouches are the length is, as I said, 2 1/4 wide. Yes, 2 1/4 wide, 3 wide, 3 1/4 wide, sorry, 3 1/4 wide. So I need these to be about a 3 wide, long pieces. And here's another one. I'm just going to fold that over in half. I'm just going to fold that over in half. There you go. And 3/4. Sorry, I have to cut another piece because I made my mistake and didn't cut enough. So there you go. I'm going to fold that over. Now, usually I go ahead and use the scoring board. Okay, see that's coming up. This is really great. I really do like this because now you have your, oh, yes. And of course you have to put glue on the bottom. So I'm forgetting things all of a sudden, not good. So you do want to put glue here on your bottom, and I will get the glue on there. You do want to put your glue on your bottom, not too high, really low. Then you want to put glue on these. And put them, the fold to the outside, like that. And then the fold to the outside again, so that it does what you need it to do. Fold to the outside. There you go. There you go. I tell you, I should not take 10 days between videos. I should be doing them more often, and then I'd be better at it. Because you definitely want, and again, like I said, I'm going to put it to the bottom just to keep that edge straight. That was pretty much my fault because I didn't make it straight, so that's what I had to do. You can always fix your errors. There you go. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do for the other part that seems like I goofed here. So I think I'll be able to turn that upside down. Yeah, luckily the glue did not stick very well. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that down there. Put that there. Yay. There you go. There you go. There's your little pouch. There's your little pouch. There they are. And there's your other pouch. See? See, cute, no? And it has room because you did that little fold. So, and you can even tighten it up and make it a little bulky, but I don't want to do that. Not for this. This is going to be bulky as it is. So I don't really want to do that. And you see, there's the back. It's just a very simple back. And of course, you can use a bigger piece. I'm trying to use the scraps, and I think it's very nice this way, so I don't mind it at all. So that's wonderful. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the inside. And basically, since these are really tall enough, all you want to do is give yourself a little border and then glue each one in. So I'm going to start on the left, and I'm going to start with the DSP. And I know I thought of using this side. And because I see more of that green in there, and I think I will do that still. I still think I prefer that. That green is not quite, no, there's a little bit in there. That green's right there. It's a little bit in there, that blue-green, and I could get away with this. That could be nice as well. That could be nice. More, let me see, make sure it blends. It blends. It does go. I might go ahead and do that. Let's do that. Let's be more conservative than not. And again, I'm just going to glue that in. And I'm going to just center that. That's all I'm going to do. And that again was from the scrap. Don't have all my dimensions down as well as I would like, but I believe it's 5 1/4 by 6, because it comes from because this is 5 1/2. So this is 5. It ends up to be, each spot ends up to be 5 1/2 by 8, which is really nice. Now I did make a few changes because she took it to 10 1/4. She did take it to 10 1/4. And then when she took it to 10 1/4, she then scored the bottom and flipped it up. The problem with doing that is that, you know, it since it's exactly the same length, it just doesn't fit as well. And so you get these edges that get messed up because you're taking this up and it hits the creases, and it just doesn't work. And so I decided that instead of using it that way, that I would just cut those pockets at that 2 1/4 by 5 3/8. That's what I did. I did 5 3/8. That's what I did. I did 5 3/8. So just go by my dimensions, because that's what it really is. So just go ahead and do that. So that's, the pockets are 2 1/4 by 5 3/8 is what they are. And that's because these are 5 1/4. These are 5 3/8, so they don't interfere with the opening and closing. Now, these are very simple. These go in very, very simply. You want to definitely put it right at the edge as much as possible. The tear and tape for me is too wide because I really want this very much at the edge. And then I'm just going to center that. And that goes, just center it. And as you see, when you center it and take it all the way to the bottom and center it, and when you do that, it doesn't interfere with the closing of your booklet. It's perfect. So it's 5 3/8 by 2 1/4. So that makes that total 10 1/4. Okay. I just glued that whole thing. All right. So again, all you want to do is those edges with as little glue as possible, like that. Then take it all the way down and pretty much center it. And take it all the way down. When you do it on here, for me, it's always not as easy. There you go. There you go. Now, and then this one, you're going to do the same thing. And you're going to do that 4 times, right? You're going to do that 4 times. I'll do that one more time. And then I did a mistake on that 4th one, so I'd have to recut a paper. So I think what I'll do is I'll do that later. And of course, you'll see my end product on my Facebook page, Renee's Paper Crafts 1.0. Please go visit my page, and I will put then this one down just as well. But I did make a mistake, so I'm not going to do that. Now, as you saw in my original one, I went ahead and did some strips over that because it was pretty plain to me. But as far as this goes, I think it's very clean. I think it's very nice. And you can use any kind of paper that you like. These papers that I did right here are right there. They go into each pocket. And again, could be a calendar, could be notes, could be a daily journal on exercise or health. It could be a health one where you have, foods to eat, where you could have your breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner here. You could have exercising. You could have time for me and put down what you did for yourself. So this could be a personal health and health notebook. This could be your budget notebook. So it just has so many uses. Now this one, I do want to tell you what this was so that you know. I did cut this at 4 1/2 by 7 1/4. These are 4 1/2 by 7 1/4. I did cut them because I wanted them to fit exactly. My husband did print this paper on cardstock, so this is a little bit sturdier paper. You could also go ahead and use a sticky pad and put that in there if you prefer. There's just so many options. Okay, so the other thing I could do, which I thought about, is I could put, instead of a huge piece, I had some scraps, right? I have some scraps, and I could go ahead and put these down as my scraps on my pages. But I want to keep this pretty clean. So I am not going to do anything. I could even put these down here if I wanted to. I wanted to put some down here, but I really want to keep it, I think, pretty clean. So I am not going to do anything. And I have one more to cut in the future, and I'll do that. Now I want to talk a little bit. I'm going to get rid of that piece that I messed up so it doesn't get on anything. So there you go there, like that and like that. So what am I thinking for this as decoration? And what I like to do is I do like to have the sky, okay? And so I would have a cloud, okay? And like I did on this one, I think that this is perfect for clouds. So I would have a cloud here, just like on this, with an appropriate label for what it was for. And so I could do that. I also have, what did I do? It was for a little baby or so. I thought of just going ahead and doing something like this with the coloring like I did with the other one. But I do like, just like that. That's cute, right? And then your little cloud up here with your comment, and these colors match really well. Stands out just enough, but not too much. And you can even bring that down, that cloud like that. And that could be cute. But also what I got from the Grove, which I really like, is I decided, wouldn't that be, and I could even put them here, I guess, if I wanted to in the middle, but I'm going to put them down here. And I thought I could do something like that. All right, and that would be really pretty. I thought this would be great for a little baby confirmation, a baby baptism, okay, or christening, a confirmation for a child. Wouldn't that be great? And so I thought that would be really sweet, just like that. I think it's decorated enough that you don't need to decorate it anymore. And this is all you have to do for this. And you're set to go with your little folio. All right. I hope you liked this video. Again, here are the measurements. They are correct and exact. So if you want to take a picture, a snapshot of that again, there's the designer paper. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm excited about these, and I'm going to make my other one as well. And I'll be talking to you, hopefully very, very soon. Okay. I have some other projects in mind that I want to show you. And I think that will be great. I do want to show you with that other one. Yes, I wanted to talk to you. One other thing. Oh, almost forgot. I wanted to show you this paper that is staying on. Okay, so this paper is the Winter Meadow paper, and it is staying on, and I am going to be using it, okay, for my next folio. And what I wanted to show you with that is that should be really pretty. And this time I would put a bird in there. And again, I really felt that the cloud would work. If the cloud doesn't work, I would use a larger label, but this is where the bird, this is also for a newborn coming into the home. The little birdie's mouth is upward. And so it's, maybe the feeding schedule, or for the week, or to check things, to keep tabs of something for the newborn. So I thought that was really, really cute. So, and that would be so pretty on that paper. I will have pictures of these also on my page, my Facebook page, Renee's Paper Crafts 1.0. Check it out. Okay, and so you guys that are on Facebook with my live, you're going to see those all momentarily when I do get them done. All right. Don't forget to like, hearts, send me a note. What do you think? How would you use this notebook? And I'll be talking to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.